What? 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 I'm sorry. Hello? Ow. Yo. Whoa. Is this like some ruins or something? Wait. Wait, where those gold blocks are, it's the shape of stag antlers. It's the antlers I do everywhere. What? How? I didn't. What? Oh. There's a bunch of corruption. Which? But how did the corruption get down here? Is there a nether portal? I guess I'm gonna read a book. The Clash of the Great Stags. Millennia ago, the ancient races of this world lived in peace. That was until the corruption spread, taking over the kingdoms it infected, wiping out entire civilizations, leaving nothing but ruin and destruction in its wake. Until the great gods of the lands came together to banish the corruption, thus ending the darkness, and saving the people who followed them. But in doing so, they expended almost all of their power, forcing them to fall into deep slumbers. All except two. Eeyore and Xor, the great stags. For years they ruled together, keeping peace and harmony, but Xor grew jealous of his brother's notoriety. As more people started to follow in his ways, the more jealous Xor became. As the two grew apart, their followers did too, tearing apart communities that once lived together. Eeyore and his followers believed in peace, equality, and preserving life, while Xor believed that not all were equal and shouldn't be treated as such. His followers often held horrible sacrifices of the weaker people in their kingdoms, before eventually being driven out by the followers of Eeyore. Banished from their lands, Xor and his followers set out into the world, conquering towns and cities. Burdened by the actions of his brother, Eeyore set out to put a stop to the terror Xor was causing. Gathering almost all the strength he had left, he engaged in an intense battle with Xor. Fighting raged for days between the two gods, seriously injuring both. After a grueling battle, Eeyore eventually overpowered Xor, and using the last of his power, imprisoned him and his followers deep within the mountain, never to hurt anyone again, or so Eeyore thought. Many years later, and the gods of old were nothing more than stories parents told their kids at night. Like most things, time forgets. A couple of elves played in the outskirts of their kingdom before they stumbled across some old statues and ruins, deep in the caves. Eilinar remembered the stories their father told them of the past, about the evil stag spirit Xor, and how he was banished deep into the mountains by the mighty Eeyore, and tried to convince his brother Conal to leave. But Conal, being the more rebellious sibling, refused to listen, and dove deeper into the caves. A great power seemed to be drawing him in, with a voice offering him great power and wealth if he helped free him. Years passed and Conal frequently visited the ruins, much to the protest of Eilinar. As time went on, the two brothers drifted apart. Conal became more violent, reclusive, and resentful, spending weeks deep in the caves. Eilinar eventually joined the High Council of his kingdom. The townsfolk no longer felt safe with Conal and his actions, banishing him from the lands. As the years passed, stories of a demon-possessed being that matched Conal's description flooded the city. People began going missing at an alarming rate. Eventually, through much sorrow, Eilinar knew what he must do, and set out one night to find his brother, and stop him once and for all. After making his way down the caves, he found his brother, surrounded by the remains of the missing people, and strange symbols on the walls and the floor. Eilinar no longer could see his brother, but just the monster that he had become. Large demonic horns grew from his skull, dripping in corrupted energy. Seeing how his brother had been corrupted, Eilinar called out to the mighty Eeyore to seek help in banishing the corrupted version of his brother. Battle once again broke out between two brothers, this time both champions of the Great Stags. After hours, Eilinar, with the power of Eeyore, once again defeated his brother. Knowing he couldn't just banish him underground again, Eeyore channeled his power through Eilinar, and together they opened a portal to another land, forcing Conal and Xor into the unknown, never to be seen again. As sadness began to overwhelm Eilinar, and offering some comfort, Eeyore used the remains of his power to wipe the memories of everyone in the land. No one would remember the evil caused by his brother Xor, or by his champion Conal. Life continued, and Eilinar set out to explore the world and meet new people and places. Upon reaching the end of his life, his soul, now bonded with the great stag spirit of Eeyore, would pass on to a new host. The prophecy says that when the world needs them, Aelinar's new being would be reminded of his past life and set forth to stop the corruption, plunging the world into an eternal winter if Xor and his newest champion were not defeated. What? That's a lot. I was Aelinar in a past life? Is that why the demon's not really shown himself? Am I related to the demon? From what I know, the demon's name is Xornoth, and he came to this world with Shubble, who came from another world.
Ooh. And hopefully can protect our people from the horrible, evil demon spirit who is haunting our land and all the land. I know you're only following me because you're scared of me because I'm getting close to it. I know it.
So that was the world that Conal got banished with Xor, and I'm assuming like Aelinar, Conal passed, but now their new champion Xornoth is possessed or corrupted by. Oh, this is a lot to take in. From what I know, Xornoth has had limited abilities. He can spread corruption, he can summon some things, but he's not really been able to do too much. But that's because the dragon.
And now we're all going to work together to not release him.
Yeah, we won't release him yet.
No, ever.
Yeah,
hey?
For now, we won't release him.
Ever.
Yeah. He's definitely not going to be released.
Goodbye.
I mean, we've just been very lucky so far that we've never killed the dragon. We've managed to get to the end and explore and get Elytra without it. But whatever happens, I need to make sure that dragon doesn't die. Because while I'm capable of living in the cold, I don't think I can deal with an eternal winter. Oh no, I've got to get help. I don't think I can do this myself.
Xornoth is still cool.
That's not what I learned.
Stronger. Definitely getting stronger.
Definitely getting stronger.
Do that. No, we couldn't do that a week ago.
And has a lot of friends. That's alarming.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need more friends.
Too many friends.
I'm working for the demon.